head coach of the University of Alabama, Nick Saban. Welcome to the University of Alabama.
And what I would like for every football team to do that we play is to sit there and say, I hate playing against these guys.
Being a champion.
He's the best to ever do it.
Leader now in college football national championships.
7 national championships.
Southeastern
Nick
Conference
Saban
champs.
goes down as the greatest college football coach in the history
And
of
he
sports.
changed everything.
Nick Saban is, to me, the best coach in the history of college football. And
But I want everybody here to know, this is not the end. This is the beginning. This team, you fans, our administration, and the future players that will join our program to make this one of the most consistent winning programs in the country.
All right, there we go. Starting us off strong. Nick Saban obviously getting the field officially as of today voted in, named after him, and they wasted literally zero time putting that up. As you guys can see, the university made a video about it. Hopefully it doesn't get copyrighted and taken down already. I'm sure it will in the future.
You probably done run off all the other SEC fans with that video.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to tell them. That's all I'm going to say. If you can't watch greatness to an extent, then maybe you shouldn't be on here.
Overrated.
But
Okay, so
anyway.
Jay, but let me ask you though, why? I mean, what about Bear Bryant? I mean, is he now null and void? I mean, do y'all not have anything for him out there?
The dude has half the city named after him.
He's got
Okay,
a street in the high school, and the stadium's still named after him. They're just naming the field, sort of like they did at Auburn. They named it Pat Dye Field. At Jordan.
so kind of how Arkansas's got Frank Broyles Field.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
I got you.
So, all right, guys. Well, welcome to Outlaw Sports with Jesse and John. As you guys can see, we got a special guest on today. We'll go ahead and let Zach introduce himself and let us know where we can find you at, brother.
What's up? I am Razorback Zach from Inside the Hog Pen. You can find me on Facebook's, YouTube, Inside the Hog Pen, HAWG, and you can find me on Twitter at Razorback Zach, the number 1.
There you go. So make sure to check out his stuff. His stuff will be in the description below as well. So other than that, we do have a couple things to talk about here today. We're going to be wrapping up SEC Media Day, getting our take on that. Obviously, we just kind of took care of one of them, which was Nick Saban getting the field named after him, and then just talking general college football and, getting involved with the comments here as people are already bringing them in. So I'll go ahead and mention them before we do get started. So Benjamin Sisko coming in. What's going on, bro? Rye guy, what's going on? And then I'll let JPC take over the comments after this. And Rye guy says, to be fair, most people watching college football don't remember the Bead.
Bear.
Yeah. So that's what I figured. I'm the Bear. The Bear. I'm one of them. What's going on, David Whitehead? And look at this, Teresa Moser. Yep, making it to the chat. I'll let you take over all the comments from there. Most of these will be from the Outlaw College Football's main channel that I have officially merged with, and having Razorback Zach on here. So, all right, guys, SEC Media Days. It was 4 days of basically Paul Feinbaum taking one day each day and just grilling the hell out of somebody, and then that person or the people that like those people responding with their own videos and causing their own amount of chaos. But I'll go ahead and let JPC start off on this one. The Mad Dog Russo statements. I'm not too familiar with this one, so I'll go ahead and let you take it over from here.
I done a podcast on it earlier, but released it at 4:30. Basically, him and Paul Feinbaum got into it on ESPN's First Take about his comments regarding Lincoln Riley needing to be fired for not doing his job this past last season. And then Matt Leinart got in on it as well. He got a little pissed off as well and was just basically, they was telling Paul Feinbaum he needed to stick to Vanderbilt. And I'm just like, if it don't bother y'all, why y'all just keep losing your noodle over it? And they just keep getting here to losing their noodle over the whole damn thing. If Paul Feinbaum don't matter as much as they say it don't matter, then why they get so pissed off is my question.
Yeah, if it doesn't matter to you, are you going to respond to it? Like it's like a ex-girlfriend, right? Like if she doesn't matter, are you going to respond to her text messages?
Right. Well, another thing that really got my gall on the whole thing is they went on to take a shot at Oklahoma. I'm like, Oklahoma's not even involved in this. That's what I don't get about these people. They talking about the Oklahoma people. They keep talking about we're in Oklahoma's mind, we're in their brain, but they're the ones putting their mouth on Oklahoma. And Paul Feinbaum wasn't even talking about Oklahoma when he said this shit. But they had to take a shot at Oklahoma in the process. And they basically said that Oklahoma or USC is actually a superior program compared to Oklahoma, and they're not. They're probably about the same, to be honest with you.
They said that?
Yeah.
They actually said that.
Yeah. Gasso or whatever is it, Russo. Guess I should
Go.
call him Gasso because he's full of gas. But Russo said that USC's program was superior to Oklahoma's. And I'm like, how is that when they got about the same amount of national championships? Oklahoma's got more Heisman Trophy winners than them. So how are they superior to anybody? They're not even more superior to UCLA. UCLA's beat them 2 out of the last 3 and scored 62 on them 3 years ago.
JP, I won't lie though. I might give the edge to Oklahoma.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's so messed up about it.
Well, and again, I'm an Arkansas guy, but comparing those two schools, I'd give the edge to Oklahoma.
Yeah, I look. First of all, I'm just going to say this: USC has nobody, no USC fan, nobody should be talking shit about nobody, right? So you can blame Clay Helton all you want. You can do that all you want. Pete Carroll got ran out of there because he was cheating. So does that, you know what I mean? Does that take away the national championship or 2? Yeah, I think there's a possibility there, right?
Well, they did take one of them away.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I said or 2. So take away the second one. Obviously, there was so much controversy around Reggie Bush and all that. Like, I don't understand where you get the gall to sit there and talk about how you're superior when I wouldn't even consider you a damn blue blood almost anymore, because you go 7-5 in the regular season, right? With the reigning Heisman Trophy winner. Was he the reigning, or did he win it last year? I can't remember.
What have they done since Cheap Pete left?
Nothing. That's just it.
Nothing.
They run off Lane Kiffin, who's having great success at Ole Miss. So
clearly there's an issue within that whole administration, in my opinion. It's not just Lincoln Riley, but look, it starts at the very top and it works its way down, and it's an ugly ass snowball. I'll just leave it at that. So David Whitehead. So when was USC good last before Pete Carroll? I can't name at that time because I don't believe I was able to remember watching football.
I don't remember, to be honest, and I'm almost 40 years old, and yes, I'm going to show my age. I don't remember a time that there was a time before Pete Carroll. I'm just going to – I mean –
that's what I'm saying, man. They've been irrelevant outside of the Cheap Pete era. They've been irrelevant because before him, they were pretty awful. So, yeah. I mean, in the 1970s, they were good. But –
OJ years. But even then, it wasn't like they were dominating.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, but what is that? How long was Pete Carroll there? 12 years?
He was there a long ass time.
It wasn't an extremely long time, but it was about 10, 12 years. I guess.
That shit. In today's standards, that's a long time. Most coaches don't last 3-4 years.
I think it might have just been 8 seasons. But
that's even.
Regardless, I mean, that with the 70s, they've been relevant 20 years out of the last 60. I think Oklahoma's got a lot more relevancy and accomplishments than they do.
Oh, hands down. They're winning the Big 12 on a regular basis. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? They're competing. I don't know any other way to put it. But, yeah, and I'll be straight up honest with you. I don't see anything wrong with what Paul Feinbaum said. Did he maybe spew a little bit when he said he should have been fired after the second season? He knows they couldn't fire him because of the contract. But at the same time, that is a reason to fire him, because we did give you over $100 million. We're giving you $11 million a year. We built you a $6 million house. We gave you $500,000.
Jake, I mean, you give this guy all this money, and you've got the Heisman Trophy winner, a supposed number 1 draft pick at the time. Did he go number 1?
Yeah, he went number 1.
Okay. And the best you can do is 7-5
with Jordan Addison, with Mario Williams, I believe it was Mario Williams. I always mix those guys up.
That's my point. Look at the talent level. You have all this talent, and the best you can do in Pac-12 is 7-5.
And that's what people get twisted. Pac-12, and people want to talk like, oh, the Pac-12's loaded. The Pac-12 had Oregon and Washington, and we saw what happened to Washington in the national championship game.
They got, well, I can't say that on air.
Yeah, they got hosed. You know what I mean? So there's no other way to put it. Yeah, and Oregon got built up from Dan Lanning by bringing over Bo Nix, who I absolutely cannot stand and hate.
Why is that? And look, Arkansas fans can't stand him either, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, I've never liked the guy. It's just because he's an Auburn legacy and all that. But oh man, this is a good one, Dylan. Man, don't forget Colorado rolls
Man
eyes.
Cave.
Yeah, no. Hey, in the '90s,
they was talking about Dion today about he had some kind of something in his contract where he got a certain amount of money for certain publicity today, and I neglected to read it, but it was something about he got a bonus today because of a certain amount of publicity that he got.
That sounds about right because that's the only time.
That's a weird bonus.
Well,
I mean, look at who you're talking about, though.
It's Colorado, right?
No, I'm talking about look at who you're talking. Dion.
Well, yeah, exactly. That too.
They're not going to pay him on wins.
They can't for what 2, 3.
Yeah, he's going to have to. He's talking about having receipts. He better have. Colorado needs some receipts. They need a damn refund. They send him back to Jackson.
Colorado needs wins.
Exactly. Colorado needs receipts.
It's so funny because I made the video I made about Colorado and Dion and Paul Feinbaum talking about them, and I had a lot of people come to the comment section, of course, talking about it's been 1 year. How can you judge him on 1 year? And I'll say this over and over and over again. Colorado came in because they're like, oh well, he 400% increased their wins. And I'm like, well, what should you do? Because supposedly you have the best quarterback in the country in Shedeur Sanders, right? According to according to EA Sports, right? In a new college football game. And most people are saying he's one of the Heisman favorites if you're an analyst. So you bring him over. You bring over Travis Hunter, who supposedly, by the way, according to most people, is the best wide receiver and defensive back in the country, even though they got absolutely cooked last year.
They got smoked.
Yeah. Including Hunter. He got smoked multiple times.
He got embarrassed.
But he's the best, right?
They were talking about him as Heisman after week 3 when they won those 3 games.
Yep.
So if you stop it after week 3, he's absolutely going to be the Heisman Trophy winner. But after week 3, his ass ain't going to win shit. So
and that's the thing about it. So yes, you can judge this because you have better talent. And I'll give them this. Those guys are not, in my opinion, superior, right? But I'll say this. It's better than what Arizona State was putting on the field. It was better than what Arizona was putting on the field. Like the talent across, you know what I mean, the field, Colorado had the advantage and still couldn't win the games. That's why I'm so pissed off at Lincoln Riley and USC. You have better talent than the teams you're losing to. Stanford, that's a joke.
But why is he losing? The talent level is there. Obviously, they're paying this coach $100 million plus. So is it the coordinators? Or is it because these players are not as great as they think they are?
I think there's no development.
Exactly.
I think there's just a lack of development. I thought there was a lack of development at Oklahoma. You know what I mean? The moment Spencer Rattler left, you know what I mean? I was like, but in that regard, he really didn't do anything at South Carolina either. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking specifically about that. But what I'm getting at is the way you handle the situation, right? So Spencer Rattler turned out not to be a dud, but he wasn't a great quarterback, right?
He wasn't Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah. But the thing about it is the way they handled that situation between those two, pitted those two quarterbacks against each other. There's no doubt in my mind that's what would have happened, right? Especially during that Texas game. So that tells me a lot on your staff and how you handle things. So when Spencer Rattler come off the field, you didn't see him hugging Caleb Williams in that Texas game. You didn't see that. When Jalen Hurts replaced Tua and vice versa to Alabama, when they both got hurt back-to-back seasons, that looked completely different. I'm just saying, the way you develop, the way you coach your players, it freaking matters. But
well, at least make it look like you're supporting your other teammate. You ain't got to really mean it, but you got to make it look like you do.
We had so we had a similar situation at Arkansas. I want to say it was 2 years ago. KJ Jefferson, of course, now at UCF, was the starter. The backup was Malik Hornsby, and we were clamoring to pull KJ at some point. Most of the fans were, not all of us. But you could see Malik Hornsby just pouting on the sideline, and he would go off and do his own thing. But the attitude that the backup had, that's why I never saw any playing time at Arkansas, or very little, is because of his attitude. But there was also no development.
Development matters. So getting
Perfect Cracker says that they're only going to win 2 games this year.
Oh, here we go. So Perfect Cracker, Colorado schedule. They may. I'll give them 4 to 5. I'll give them 5 as the ceiling. Their schedule got harder going to the Big Ten.
I doubt they win 4. I doubt they win more than 4 again.
Dylan Mann says Travis Hunter is really good. Yeah, there's no doubt Travis Hunter is really good. There's no doubt about that. But to say he's the best wide receiver and defensive back is a stretch.
He's overused. And the more you put him on the field, the more likely it is he's going to get injured. It's exactly what happened to him last year. He got injured because he's on the field too much.
Yeah, and he says, I don't think Shedeur is average at best. Did we say he's average at best, or did I? I don't think he's average. I think he's really, really good. I think if you're going to tell me that.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to say that he thinks he is average at best.
Okay. The verdict's still out to me on Shedeur because he got sacked so much last year. I want to see this year what happens.
What's his nickname?
Did they have Arkansas's offensive line?
Last
year they had something worse. They had the worst.
How do you get worse than Arkansas's old line?
You gonna give Shedeur's nickname or not?
I'll let you give it because I can't remember how you say it.
Sakazulu.
Sakazulu.
It's like Shaka Zulu, the prince from Africa. He's like Sakazulu, man. He gets sacked all the time.
Oh man. In 1989 in the house, dude, you're faithful showing up as always. He's either Jonathan or I don't know about that. I'll tell you one thing. Mine ain't Sandusky, brother. I can prove you that. So
okay, I gotta show my geek side for a minute. Benjamin Sisko, are you a Trekkie, Benjamin Sisko?
I see. I see what you mean. This is the picture.
Yeah.
So I have a legitimate concern about Lincoln Riley QBs. If you notice them after college, they become head case in the NFL struggle. It's no longer about them. Yeah, I mean, Baker Mayfield didn't have a huge issue, but Baker Mayfield was developed by the time, in my opinion, for the most part, by the time he got to OU. That dude was a walk-on everywhere he went.
But yet Fayetteville PD still took him to the ground.
They did. They definitely outran him.
They made his ass Sakazulu for real.
T-Bone's going to go 6 and 7 in the Big Ten. Yeah, I think, they're not. Man, if they go 7 and 5 again, I think Lincoln Riley is,
1989M says it's just the woke wackos that support con time Deion Sanders. No thinking human could ever support such a con job.
It's one of those things. It's like my video I did. What have you proven to be called a great coach? In my opinion, you have to earn it. You're not given anything. And this guy has been handed everything on a silver platter because he has a couple million followers.
Yeah.
And his name.
I have to agree.
Like, it's hard for me to say that you're a great coach when you've been in coaching in such a short amount of time. Look at
where was he before Oklahoma?
Who?
Riley.
I believe
he was offensive coordinator. He was offensive coordinator at Oklahoma.
Yeah, he was at Oklahoma for a while.
And before that, he was offensive coordinator at East Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was groomed for that job.
Yeah, Bob Stoops basically saved him from obscurity, and then he turned around and stuck him in the back like he did. I don't got a problem with him leaving. It's just the way he handled the whole situation.
The way he left. So, and there we go. Of course, Benjamin Sisko is the main character of Star Trek. Deep Space Nine.
All right, I'm going to admit this on your show. I'm a Trekkie myself, so that's why I had to ask.
Oh man, I don't know if I can have you back on. No,
Star
I'm just
Trek: The
joking.
Next Generation is the best with Picard. I like Picard, man. He's bald headed like me.
So
he got the handlebars. I don't have the handlebars.
Hey, Jay's over there going, "What the hell?"
what have I walked
You
into?
sit there.
Guys?
You sit there and be quiet, boy.
During his conversations, I absolutely will.
This our show now. This our show now.
Yeah,
You won't
he
find
might
me.
be able to get his ex-wife in there to help him out with that. She knows
Oh.
some stuff.
Oh,
She doesn't know Star Trek. She's
What is
Star
it?
Wars. She's
I'm
Star
out.
Wars.
I'm out.
Star Wars, Star
Yeah,
Trek.
that was a nice low blow, though. I'll give you that. One.
Oh,
I was
oh.
being serious. I mean, Yolanda, I thought she was a Star Trek fan. I didn't know.
No. She was Star Wars.
She's Star Wars. Okay.
Yes.
Tell Yolanda we made her famous tonight.
Yeah.
Step back. We have a winner.
Oh man, I got you back on that one. I got you.
I wasn't trying to take a shot. I was it's
Oh,
legitimately
no,
asking.
that's fine. But yes, she watches Star Wars.
Yeah, like I
Huge
started talking
Star
about
Wars
mushrooms or something.
All right, Jay, we'll quit picking at you. Get back on track.
Oh no, this isn't picking. There we go. See Dylan. There we go. Star Wars is better. I don't like either one of them. So
Dylan. So Dylan is one of my guys over at Sideline Radio, and he's a good dude. But I disagree with his take right here.
you disagree with it?
I disagree. We can do a whole podcast on that, but that's not why we're here.
All right. So the next thing I got to bring up is what was said. Okay. You know what? I actually have the video here. I can replay it if you guys want. But look, what Paul Feinbaum, what him and Lane Kiffin did was one of the most cringe-worthy videos I've ever seen in my life. It's hard to watch. And I don't know if you've seen it or not, Zach.
Lane Kiffin had him on the ropes. For sure.
Lane Kiffin took Paul Feinbaum and just completely embarrassed him on national television.
I would love to see this video.
Let me see if I have. Let me see here.
Basically told Paul Feinbaum, I really don't know what you're good for. That's what he told
Now
him.
I have to see it.
Let me bring it. Let me bring it up on one of the YouTube channels. We did a video on it. Did we? You showed it on your video, right?
I did.
So let me bring this up. You guys keep talking, I guess, and I'll find it real quick. All right, let's see here.
We're going to talk about Counselor Troy.
Everybody.
Here we go. Lane Kiffin ass clown. There we go. Let me bring it over because you show the clip, right?
Hey, is the Ferrigny's, are they on Deep Space Nine, or are they on Next Generation?
They're on both. They're on both.
Look, guys, we're not having this conversation.
You just talk. Hey,
Hey,
I'm making a sports comparison here.
In our defense, he said, "Y'all talk while I pull this clip." He didn't say
right.
talk about what.
But
He just said
I'm
talk.
going to intertwine it with sports right now. Does them Ferrigny's, do they not look sort of like Reggie Miller? Does Reggie Miller not look like a Ferrigny to you?
Mm-hmm.
Big old crazy ass looking ears way the hell out here.
All right, let's see here.
Sort of reminds me of Jonathan too.
Shut up. All right.
Called you Ferrigny beard.
You just gonna sit there and take it? Come on now.
I'm not. I'm looking. I'm looking for this video and I found it. All right, you ready for this video?
Let's
I don't
go.
know if you can hear it or not, but we'll try it. Let me share it to the screen real quick. All right. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
It's pulled up. Let me know if you can hear it or not.
I'll steal your line, but I was going through a deep depression over this.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Incorrect guilt that you tried to lay on me, which preceded that move. Had something to do with Southern California.
Oh yeah. You know, I got myself fired. But you didn't.
It's a better story if I got you fired.
You really did. Because it is a true story that the athletic director and the president were on that trip. We were playing that night. And you were on college game day, you had to make your big splash. And they were watching it. I know the other person in the room that was watching it with them. And you said, what a joke I was. I'm the Miley Cyrus of college football coaching, and I should be fired. And they looked at each other, and I was fired.
By the way,
So, but hey, look what happened. I would never got to work for Coach Saban. All these other things wouldn't happen. So I appreciate you for helping getting me fired. Thank you.
Look at what you're doing today. You're predicted to go to play. Look at Miley Cyrus.
Damn.
She's a nice comeback. So you're wrong.
I mean, you put me down with that. So really, I don't really know what you're good at. Like you predicted that Coach Saban was done, that didn't happen. You basically said Miley Cyrus stinks. She's still going.
Yeah. Anyway, it's always great to be ridiculed by Lane Kiffin here at SEC Media.
Okay, so first
is the shit echoing on your end?
It was echoing.
Sorry, it's because it was coming through my microphone too. Sorry.
But it's funny how the SEC network cut right to, a commercial like real quick before anything can get out of hand. But
exactly,
Lane didn't hold back, and of course Paul tried to play it off as it's always great to be ridiculed. That you weren't getting ridiculed, dude. You were taken to the woodshed. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can. My bad on the echo, guys. Yeah, I've never had to do that on a live stream. But yeah. First of all, the first 10 seconds you heard, they didn't know they were live. They weren't supposed to be live yet. That's why they were looking down. So yeah, but they went live, and so the word on the street from everybody there was they were waving at them to let them know they were live, but they weren't looking up. They were looking at each other and down, and they had no idea they were on national television saying this stuff at the beginning. And then it was already too late. So keep rolling. You're already doing it. You might as well keep going with this shit. So
basically like, well, I've been waiting to take this shot for a while. Now I've had a lot of success at Ole Miss. I'm pretty much on my feet pretty much enough to take this shot, so I'm going to take it.
Well, yeah. I mean, you like we say all the time over on our show, you throw a slow ball down the middle of the plate, you got to freaking swing. Lane Kiffin swung, and he swung hard. We call that swinging for Jesus.
And that's just one of them go parks right there. Out of the park.
This is a really good point, Dylan. Lane is a good example of being able to get up after you fall and find a good leader and absorb everything you can. And look, and I believe that to me is what made Saban so good as well, because everybody wanted to ridicule Saban for everything, right? There's nothing that wasn't thrown at Saban. Just because he was winning doesn't mean people weren't accusing this guy every way they can of cheating, right? These stupid booster club meetings, everything possible. But even the players, but he always steered it towards himself. He never steered it at anybody else. And I think that's what Lane Kiffin and a lot of these guys, Steve Sarkisian especially, took away from people like that. Because Kirby Smart talks about it all the time.
Make no doubt about it, Saban, as much as we all want to hate him outside of the state of Alabama, what can you say about him that's not, look at it. Look at his coaching tree. Look at every coach that came out from the Nick Saban coaching tree. Kirby, Sark, who's the other one?
Lane.
Dan
Lanning was on his staff at one point.
Who was the old South Carolina coach from years ago?
Oh, you're talking about Muschamp?
Yeah.
There's so many coaches to name.
Cristobal, yeah.
Nussmeier, Cristobal. There's so many. Like, it's unreal, right?
They call it the Saban car wash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's really good at taking coaches that have some sort of flaw to them, come through Alabama, we'll get rid of that flaw to some extent, and then Butch Jones was another one. Butch Jones was an analyst. Think about that. Butch Jones went from making $6 million a year to $30,000 as an analyst at Alabama when he was offered multiple D1
And now he's head coach at Arkansas State.
Yeah. I think it's a good spot for him.
Oh yeah.
I'm not being funny. Anybody that coaches the Tree of Life or Champions of Life. But yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Saban coaching rehab. Yeah, Napier was another one. The tree is extremely extensive.
I don't think the problem at Florida is the coaches. I think it's their cult-like following they got down there, behind-the-scenes administration for the Florida Gators.
Yeah.
Is the problem, because Napier was a great up-and-coming coach who went to Florida. And even before that, Dan Mullen was winning at Mississippi State, goes to Florida.
Yep.
And boom, they find some reason to get rid of him. And before that, who was it? McElwain. McElwain took him to the SEC title game, just like Mullen. Mullen took him to the SEC title game, and so did McElwain. They weren't satisfied with that. And that just goes to show you, man.
So since we're going to get off in the weeds in that, then explain Urban Meyer.
They run his ass off too.
Urban Meyer gave up. Urban Meyer saw the writing on the wall. He knew, in my opinion, what was going on behind the scenes on that Florida team, and he knew he was going to come under some moral scrutiny, just like Jimbo Fisher could have at Texas A&M, and he got the hell out of Dodge, made up some excuse to get out of there with a health condition, knowing when Tebow left, that whole thing was going to fall apart. And it did.
As Steve Spurrier did to him, they were giving him hell too, and that's why he went to the NFL. So
I think
something weird about Florida. It's just like Texas A&M.
I think you're right. I think Florida I believe they just can't be satisfied.
Yeah.
Well, even with a national championship, I mean, that what more do you want? I mean, what more do Florida fans want?
They want to be considered a blue blood, like, Alabama's and stuff like that. I think that's their problem.
Well, I mean, they're not even close to being a blue blood. That's the thing about it. It's not that you're not a blue blood. It's you're not close to being a blue blood in any perspective. Yeah. So, and then talking about Jimbo coached under Saban. Yeah, he was his defense coordinator.
We forgot about Jimbo.
Yeah, Jimbo Fisher. Another one was Mike Loxley, head coach at Maryland.
Derek Dooley.
The guy that was at Michigan State who got fired for all that shit that happened. What's his name?
Marcus.
Dear Lord, I'm sure the comments can let me know. But yeah, the Saban car wash is real. And there's people that come out of that thing from analyst positions like Butch Jones that barely even touched the field that we haven't even named yet. And Dylan says, so as a Hog fan, I'm getting a little anxious about DeBoer. So what do you mean by anxious? So because the way it's looking for Alabama fans, we're pretty excited about DeBoer.
Until he goes 7-5.
You got to explain that one. Okay. You got to explain how he's going to go 7-5 with that much talent.
I didn't say this year.
He said he hopes to go 7-5.
Well, I mean, if you got the number one recruiting class in your first year coaching, how long are you going to wait? 4 or 5 cycles? See, even Dylan agrees. He says, continue in the cycle.
I mean, as long as, but see, here's the thing. Here's what DeBoer's got. Nick Saban, as an analyst, $500,000 a year.
He does.
So of course, he's going to continue the cycle.
But that's the point, though. They handed him that advisor position so he could help DeBoer get to his level. So think about that. That way he can just continue what Saban has been doing all this time. So the SEC may never catch a break for another 15, 20 years for how young DeBoer is.
We got to take a Star Trek commercial break here real quick. Says Captain Ho.
What have I done to your show, Jay?
It says Captain Ho, James T. Kirk was the best. He slept with every female alien he ever met.
What in the hell? Look, guys.
Ho Kirk was having sex in the rings of Saturn. I'd be damned.
We're just going off the fringes now.
That's just
off the fringes.
That's a commercial break for you, bro. Just give me a little break, a little Star Trek break.
What?
What?
That's pretty good. I like that.
So a perfect cracker. What do you mean DeBoer has never coached in an NC? Because he
national championship.
He was in the national championship.
He was in the national championship last year.
Duh.
I hope that was a joke. Because
that'd be like someone throwing a boomerang backwards.
There we go. Once, never mind.
Hit you in the face immediately.
But you can't say it perfect. It says once, never mind. Like, okay, is that a knock against him?
He was only there 2 years. How many times you wanted to go?
Cracker.
Stop.
Stop while you're ahead. Perfect cracker. Stop while you're ahead, dude.
Jesus H. Christ.
Oh, man.
Call the ambulance.
Because Washington, before DeBoer got there, I don't know if you remember,
Cracker, open mouth, insert foot.
Dear God, man.
Whatever. Whatever you want to insert.
He won how many? I mean, dude, you know he has the winningest resume ever to take over a D1 program.
It's 104-12.
Winningest resume to ever take over a D1 program. And then his second year as a head coach at the D1 program, he goes to a national championship. Woo!
1989 says, got a comment right above Cracker here. It says, so the SEC has broken ties to the East and West divisions, right? Or is it just one gang of teams right now?
It's all combined. There
It's
is
all
no
one
East
conference.
and West.
That's the way it should have been from the get.
Yeah.
That way you
Agreed.
get the two best teams instead of some 8-4 team from a shitty division. Because it goes in cycles. When it first started, the SEC West was easier, and then now the SEC West is the hardest division.
Big Honest Kelly. He's my favorite guy, by the way. I think I hate to say this, but I have a favorite commenter. He always has some of my favorite comments. Did someone say something about bending over? Yeah, that would be JPC. So I don't understand where you're coming from,
We're
man.
talking about Captain Kirk getting all the women.
Oh, yeah, that's what you guys were talking about. Yeah, he went to 4 titles. Yeah.
What was
So
the
for
black
Sioux
chick's
Falls-
name on Star Trek?
Do what?
What was that black chick's name on Star Trek?
I can't tell you anybody's name on Star Trek.
She was hot, man.
I
They should
can't
have
tell you
they should have had a Jungle Fever scene on that one.
I can't even tell you who the ball-headed guy was. This is getting so wild. Cracker's built his resume from the ground up, started at the bottom.
You invited us. You brought us back, Jay.
Here we go, Jesse. Oh, man.
You got her exclamation point at me, man, like I'm in trouble.
You are in trouble.
What I do?
I don't know.
Trying
I'm
to
just
have
here. I'm here for the
Educated
ride.
conversation about Star Trek, man.
We might as well bring up the other video, too. Let's see here. Paul Feinbaum on Lane Kiffin.
First episode of Deep Space Nine.
Or not Lane Kiffin.
You've lost JP for the night.
I know he's off.
He's gone.
Get a picture of a Ferrigny and Reggie Miller. Put them side by side.
All right, so here we go. Are you guys ready for this?
Let's go.
All right, so I got the other one with Mad Dog. I can't stand Mad Dog for one reason. It's just because the dude does nothing but scream. Can't stand it. I'm going to mute my mic so it doesn't echo. So let me know if you guys can't hear it when it starts. So
I'll raise my hand.
just
I
say
can't
something.
hear.
All right, raise your hand. Let's see here, dummy. All right, so you guys can see it.
Oh shit! Here we go. Ding ding.
Hey, I'm going to mute my mic now.
Round 1.
He didn't take over a good program. They were terrible. USA what was their record before he got there the year before? Did they lose 5 games? 4 games?
But Doggy in the transfer, I mean, he brought a bunch of players. He brought the best player in the country with
I won a Heisman Trophy with him.
Get much out of him.
They won a Heisman Trophy. A place where they win Heisman with Marcus Allen and Charles White and Simpson.
How many trophies did how many
Carson Palmer.
trophies did he hold up?
You talk about Heisman Trophy in USC, that means everything. Carson Palmer, Leinart, Reggie Bush, Simpson. They love Heisman trophies, and he brought a Heisman Trophy there. That counts.
You're using
Heisman trophies in
as a
USC.
reason why USC is good? Come on,
It's USC. They've been around since 1910. New Botany, USC. That's why. It's a much better program than Oklahoma.
Did you say Newt Rodney?
Don't talk about Vanderbilt football.
Newt Rodney went to Notre Dame.
Okay, Jay. Next week when you do your show, I want you to do it just like that. It's USC.
So did you guys hear any echoes?
No, you're good.
All right, so I'll do that. No, I figured it out. All right, so basically all I did was scream, and then all I did was say they won a Heisman, and they don't care about national championships.
What's he talking about? Newt Rodney? Newt Rodney didn't go to USC.
No, he didn't. He went to Notre Dame.
What the hell, man? That's like saying Babe Ruth played for the damn White Sox or some shit.
Oh man. So like he says he needs a Xanax. That man,
shit, sound like an emo been backed up in him or something.
I don't know. He reminded me
for a minute. He reminded me of one of my professors in college.
So I was going to bring up something in college. It's funny you said that.
Sound like Sam Kinison.
He sounded like my history professor in college.
USC. It's USC.
My history professor in college would talk like this is the Civil War. What?
Yeah, it's really wild. All right, so
one
more.
I guarantee you Paul Feinbaum's trending on Twitter.
Paul Feinbaum, he is all over Twitter
all
right
the shit
now.
He started, man. He done got blood pressure up everywhere.
From East Coast to West Coast.
There's a couple of comments on here. Gilbert Gottfried, but I'm going to take it. And Joe Pesci. It's Gilbert Gottfried meets Joe Pesci. That's what this dude sounds like.
Yeah.
That's right. Sounds like Gilbert Gottfried and Joe Pesci's bastard child or something.
That's what I was going to say.
Let's see.
It's a love child between Joe Pesci.
Where's this one? I want to find this next one. I guess I have to go to YouTube for this one to maybe find it. It's when he talks about Dabo Sweeney.
Uh-oh. I don't understand why Dabo gets so much flack, man.
I don't know, but he gave it to Dabo too. See, this is.
Act like Dabo was a one and done. He won 2 national titles.
Jay, while you're pulling that up, I gotta look. For those of you that are Arkansas fans are watching this, Sam Pittman took a pot shot, and I mean a big pot shot at our former quarterback who's now at UCF. And he says, embrace the hog. But he also says that the quarterback is a leader now. You got the video?
No, go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
No, you're good. Here's the thing. So the reason why I'm going to assume that he made this comment is because KJ got a little cocky in his final season at Arkansas. He was touting all this money, but there was no production on the field. Well, after the season, one of our wide receivers goes on one of our local radio shows here in Arkansas, and he says, yeah, the attitude, something along the lines of the attitude of the team is much better now that we've removed the cancers from the locker room. Well, by this point, Joe Craddock had been fired as offensive coordinator. Raheem Sanders has transferred out, and so is KJ Jefferson, quarterback going to UCF. So that's probably why Sam said what he said. But the whole embrace the hog thing and that they're locked in, I still stand by that we're a dumpster fire and we're not doing better than 3-9. Sorry, just not going to happen.
I like Rocket. I like Raheem Sanders.
It seemed like,
I lost a lot of respect for Rocket when he quit in the middle of a game.
Oh,
it seemed like KJ Jefferson just fell off and started calling it in middle of the season. I mean, y'all lost to, Mississippi State 7-3?
Yeah. Oh, God.
How do you only score 3 points with KJ Jefferson in the backfield?
I don't. That game was so hard to watch. It was so hard to talk about the following week too, because there's nothing good that came out of that game. Nothing.
All right, so I got this other video up now. You guys ready for another round?
Jay's starting to
Feinbaum.
Jay's starting to pull videos off just to shut us up.
No, let's see here.
You don't want me telling everybody that it was Lieutenant Uhura?
Uhura.
Lahura.
All right, you guys ready?
Lahura. Going where no man has went before.
Winner in all of sports. I mean, the guy just can't keep his trap shut. I mean, somebody just give the man a pacifier, send him to timeout, and we'll check in with him on December 28th when he finally plays a legitimate team during this entire college football season.
Shots fired. I was going to say, tell us how you really feel.
Hey, there you go. See there? Great conversation. I'd like some time out. I'd like to take a nap. Y'all remember first grade? I love that. Nobody wanted to take a nap. You're sitting there, so you're making faces at your buddy and flipping crayons or whatever. And well, don't y'all think we should have adult timeout time? You know, let's just all bring a mat, take a nap, and be good. So I never had a pacifier though, so I don't know how that'd work out.
I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't. Paul,
that was awesome.
Paul, your thoughts?
They just put the camera right on you, Paul. So go ahead.
I mean, I'm speechless. First of all, you have to give him credit. Think about what would have happened if any of us had criticized Nick Saban. I don't watch TV. I don't know who Paul Feinbaum is. Or Jim Harbaugh. He would have been insulted. So, I mean, I can't really be upset. I loved what he did because he embraced the conversation, which is different than almost any college or pro. Imagine Belichick. I mean, that was really cool.
What did you make of that whole thing? What do you make of all of this? This whole Dabo does not believe that his program gets the respect that it is due.
Nobody has an easier job in college football than Dabo Swinney. Nobody.
Explain.
Because think about it. Nick Saban is trying to play psychologist. Ed Orgeron and Ryan Day, they're trying to find a way. Don't get too high on your team. Try to get them to not be complacent, not buy in.
All right. We can go on forever on this. My goodness. It's just, it's
what the
nonstop.
hell did you just show? What the?
It's Paul Feinbaum attacking every single coach he possibly can during the SEC media days. He wants to be the number one trend on Twitter.
Well,
100%.
He said that he didn't attack, nobody would attack Nick Saban. He used to attack Nick Saban all the time.
All the time.
I don't know what he's talking about, man. He used to start shit with Saban all the time.
It's his last year. He can't adapt. He can't do it no more. It was that way every other year. When we didn't win the national championship, he lost his edge. He couldn't coach anymore. He couldn't adapt.
I respected how he did it. Yeah, because he didn't come in and just own your ass like Lane Kiffin did. But Lane Kiffin didn't do it on separate broadcasts. Lane Kiffin went in and owned his ass straight up, face to face.
Yeah,
where he couldn't get away, where he couldn't say shit.
Yeah, you had nowhere to hide on that one. Nowhere to hide. All right.
Caroline's back in the house.
What's going on, man? Everybody's slowly trickling through. It looks like he looks absolutely drunk. Someone go get Gundy. Gundy's probably drunk. You can't go get him. He does that 1,000 times. Remember?
Gundy's just glad he gets to keep that Bellum trophy forever.
It's true.
Oh,
as long as you blow a .1, you're good.
Okey pokey chokey state.
Oh man. Well, I guess the only recruiting news that's coming out for the people that are on here would be Big Honus Kelly. Congrats on getting DJ Pickett right a couple of days ago. Him committing one of the best corners in the nation, number 2 overall composite, according to 24/7 Sports. 6'4", 180 pounds. My God, dude's a freak of nature. He played safety, wide receiver, and corner in high school, but he'll be playing corner at LSU. Then the big one, Floyd Bacard, committing tomorrow between Oklahoma and a couple others, but it looks like Oklahoma is going to be the favorite. Bama's in that one as well, but it's heavily favored now towards Oklahoma. So it looks like Oklahoma will get the 3-star defensive lineman Floyd Bacard, who should be definitely not a 3-star, but most interior big defensive linemen usually do not get the stars they deserve. It usually goes, like the Heisman Trophy, to the quarterbacks, the running backs, the receivers, the defensive backs. The linemen usually don't get, you know what I mean, the respect. So, any early thoughts on? Yeah, there's quite a few flaws in that football game. I played it. I don't own it.
So what are the flaws then? Because all I've seen and from the guys that on my staff that have played it, they love it.
So there's a defense that you can adjust that's completely unstoppable where you cannot drive on it. I'll have to send you the link. And the only reason I know about this stuff is because of TikTok. And I went over to my buddy's house and he put it on, and it literally, you can't drive on the defense. It frees up a line or a defensive lineman every play, right? To go wide open at the quarterback or the running back. The other one is There's a couple. If you catch the ball within the 3, like off a pass, a deep pass, and you're inside the 3-yard line, but not in the end zone, occasionally it will glitch, and the player actually starts falling up the TV screen, like up. Yeah,
Like the old Techno Bowl.
like it's really wild looking.
I used to love Super Techno Bowl back in the day.
If you set a passing adjustment for the tendency of the throw to be like a fade, and it's the inside receiver and he's fading out, it will be literally like without a deep cover 2 safety, it's going to be a touchdown every play. Like there are certain things they're going to have to patch up for sure. But I'll say this, the AI and the adjustment of the AI, good luck. Because if you have a tendency of doing certain things over and over again, the actual AI of the game picks up on that and it adjusts, which I thought was one of the wildest things I've ever seen.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like,
go ahead.
Like if you, like me, I have a tendency, you know what I mean? 2nd down and 2, 3rd down and 1, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm going to run inside. If you do that on a consistent basis on Heisman mode, or I believe it's only Heisman. I believe Heisman is like the max adjustment for the AI. If you do that like 2 or 3 times in a row, it adjusts really quick. And believe it or not, the AI has it to where the linebackers and the defensive backs will actually shell coverage. They will like show line, you know what I mean? Show blitz, come off the blitz, multiple things. They move their players around. And it's one of the craziest games I've ever seen. The AI adjustment is unbelievable. And yeah, the RPO is damn near unstoppable. If you're Jalen Milroe is the Michael Vick of that game, by the way. I don't know if you guys remember Madden with Michael Vick. If you get Alabama and Jalen Milroe, you literally cannot be stopped. Like, cannot be stopped. It's unbelievable because the dude has like a speed of like 92, break tackle of like 95. His spin move or his elusiveness is like 91.
I said this on the show last time I was on, but he was clocked at Arkansas when he played when who was the quarterback for Milroe at Bama? Name slips my memory again.
Who was the quarterback for what?
Who at Bama before Milroe?
Oh, before Bryce Young?
Bryce Young. Bryce Young got hurt in the Arkansas game. They clocked him at 26 miles an hour on the ground.
You talking about Milroe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they say he's the fastest player in college football.
Yes,
like
I 100% believe that.
As far as pad speed.
Now, this next comment by Sisyphus JWK is not just trash talk. This has happened with Gundy before. It says Gundy fired someone fixing his roof because the dude was wearing OU gear. But the reason why I don't think it's bullshit is because if you remember, there was I think it was a reporter or somebody had some OU stuff on and kicked him out of the press conference kind of deal. That's just the kind of person Gundy is to me, man. I think he's all bravado, fake bravado. Just like the whole I'm 48, I'm a man thing. That was just him trying to make himself look bad, like a Billy Badass, and he's not. Man. He rolled over for Chubba Hubba on that whole AON shit.
Yep.
So, the guy to me, he's just a very bitter guy when it comes to Oklahoma. But Sisyphus JWK is one of our big donors too, by the way.
D-Matt, I was at that game when Milroe did that, and I that dude's a freak.
Yeah, he is. I personally had no faith in him at being a quarterback before he started because his look. If you watched any practices with that dude, it was like, why is this dude throwing the football? It was that bad. It was literally that bad. And then you saw how big he was, and you're like, why is this dude not a running back? He is literally like deadlifting like 600 pounds, right? Like, and he is completely ripped and jacked like a damn running back.
When he came on the field, I'm going, why are they bringing in a running back? Guy looks like a freaking linebacker or something. Guy's huge. Yeah. And then he took off running. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, his arm strength is like damn near 99 on the game, by the way. And it is in real life too. My Lord. So it says, we click on it at the same time. So like Jalen Hurts, but less of a thrower. He's better. He's definitely a way better runner than Jalen Hurts, in my opinion. He definitely has a way stronger arm than Jalen Hurts as well. Yeah. in a sense. I think he's going to end up in college at Alabama be better than Jalen. I won't say when he was at Oklahoma be better than he was there, though. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to him when he went to Oklahoma.
You know what I miss about SEC media days?
Not being in Dallas.
Well, but
sorry to say that. Not being in Birmingham.
I'm glad it's not in Birmingham.
Would you rather be in Dallas?
I would rather, I'd much rather move the SEC tournament out of Hoover, but for baseball. But that's just me. But no, you never know what these coaches. You always waited to see what Spurrier was going to say, or God, who was the other one that you never knew? Mike Leach.
Oh yeah, Mike Leach is always.
I miss those because now it's just.
Well, I mean, this one was pretty damn entertaining with Paul Feinbaum.
Well, yeah, with Paul, yeah, but I'm talking like at the podium because Mike Leach always had some weird ass thing to say.
Well, they're all
Spurrier was the same way.
Now they're all just being respectful. Like every one of them damn near got up there and had something to say about Saban. Like, oh, glad he coached and blah, blah, blah. It's because it was his last year. But I mean, that did kind of make it boring because everybody got up there and did a spill about it. And Kalen DeBoer got up there, of course, and did his thing is setting his expectations. And then you have people getting up there that think they don't have expectations. Like,
all right, you got to have to put this comment up there. I would love to. I would love to. I'd love to be able
penalty.
I would love to guarantee.
I ain't gonna play.
I would love to guarantee that we beat them. I can't, and I'm not gonna because I'm afraid they may actually put 100 on us.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good.
It's not gonna be. It's not gonna, and it's an 11 a.m. kickoff too.
Oh shit!
That's probably a good thing. There won't be as many people watching.
That one's gonna be that one in Tennessee. Yeah.
Now I may be wrong about this, but it seems like every year Arkansas seems like they start out pretty strong. It's just like they lose a game or two somewhere in between.
So if you notice,
confidence
track record wise, if you notice, we get to that first SEC game and that's when we start tripping up. If we lose that first SEC game, that's pretty much how the season goes.
Yeah. Damn.
That
Arkansas ain't beating anyone with applause.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Like, yeah, we did put them in the dumpster
fire. Y'all can't be
category.
losing to Pine Bluff now.
No, here, Braska. Here's the thing. It's not. It's whoa, pig.
Whoa, pig.
Yeah.
Get it together.
Oh, I need to send you the picture of some of the billboards that dude put up around Arkansas.
Is it woo like Ric Flair?
Yeah.
Yes, it's woo pig suey.
Yeah.
It's like Ric Flair. Woo pig suey.
And yet, and D-Matt, I was just going to make that point. In fairness to Arkansas, the first SEC game in the last 20 years has either been Alabama or A&M. Occasionally, it's been Auburn.
And the A&M game was always played in Dallas as a neutral
Yeah,
site.
and I think this year's the final year for the Dallas contract, and it's going to go to a home and home. And I think, and me personally, I'm glad for that because and I'll be honest, I'd rather see Texas and Texas A&M in Dallas than I would Texas A&M in Arkansas.
Yeah.
So, Mars Jams, are you talking? I think you got. Maybe I'm mixed up then, because as far as I'm aware of, it's going to be between Justice Haynes and Jam Miller for the running back one spot.
And no, A&M is not going 8-4. Sorry.
Texas A&M.
You got that backwards, Nebraska. Come on now. I need some of the shit you're smoking on. What the hell?
8-4. Yeah.
Man, the SEC, you never know, man. It's up and down.
And you can't. I mean, think about it. I could be sitting here all day and say Arkansas is going to go 3-9, and they somehow pull out an over 500 record, and I have to say, it's not going to. It's not going to happen.
The middle of the pack teams, you just can't predict. it's hard to predict. There's too much parity in the middle of the pack.
Well, yeah, the middle of the pack typically ends up upsetting at least one team, and then they'll lose to one garbage team they shouldn't to, like Vanderbilt.
There is no way. No way we get 6 wins.
Arkansas Pittman on Petrino hire. I want to win. That man went on the podium at SEC Media Day and said, I don't give a shit what allegations he had. He could have been Sandusky 2.0. I need to win, and we're bringing that man in to score points. I won't say it was that bad, but he did make that statement.
Who said that?
Pittman said that he just on basically someone asked him, like, why did you go back and bring him back in Petrino? He's like, because I want to win.
Well, because he knows. And he even said, I'm popular. I'm very popular, but not in the good way.
Pittman said something about Sandusky?
No.
I was making that up.
Okay. Let's say.
I was making that up.
Okay.
Cisco, trying to get that man fired before the season starts.
Okay, Cisco.
He's bad as Paul Feinbaum.
He says Hogs go 5-7 and a Texas win. I don't give a damn what the record is at the end of the year as long as we beat Texas. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But I don't give a damn what the record is as long as we beat Texas.
Yeah, I mean,
we could be 1-10, but that one win's going to be freaking Texas.
Get that Auburn mentality going.
As
long as we beat Alabama.
Don't. Well, hey, whoa. And all my fans will know this. Don't get me started on Auburn. That is the fastest way to get me triggered. I hate Auburn with a freaking passion.
Yeah.
You don't like the barn monkeys?
Yeah, it's.
I hate Auburn. Fee, fi, fo, I hate Auburn.
So it's funny. I went over to my buddy's house and he simulated the first season of the SEC. And the one thing I meant to tell you this, JPC, the one thing that cracked me up was when he did Texas. Do you know what Texas's first loss was?
Georgia?
Vanderbilt.
Are you kidding me?
They lost to Vanderbilt by 2 points.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Hey, I'm going to be honest with you. Funny shit does happen in Nashville. Vanderbilt will get you in Nashville, they might have a slight chance.
Hell, they went 3-0 when it was like a year and a half ago or so. And all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah. And then, they're talking, we're at the top of the SEC. And they ended up, at the very bottom.
You're talking about when they were 5-0.
Yeah, when they're 5-0. Yeah.
They were 5-0. And that linebacker made that stupid comment about Alabama, you're next.
Yeah.
Well, I know one year
Alabama just ran right through them.
I know one year they won like just 1 or 2 SEC games, but one of them was Georgia.
Yeah.
So, just saying, that's just the way it is in the SEC, man. You got to come to play every week.
Is this stat correct? Texas is 1-7 against Vanderbilt. You got it.
Right. I think it's either 1-7 or 2-8.
Really?
Yeah, because see, they played all them games back in the 19 teens, when it was like 22 teams in the league. It's called the Southern Conference.
Yeah.
Back then, the Vanderbilts and the Dukes and Yales and Harvards were actually the better teams because back then football didn't pay and people actually went to school for a degree.
Yeah, I got you.
But the same thing can be said about Texas and Alabama. They're up on us 8-2, and that was done in the 19 teens too.
Yeah.
But in all respect to what Braska was saying, though, that Arkansas-Texas matchup, every year we play Texas, it's kind of like when Arkansas plays LSU. You never know what team is going to show up for Arkansas. Okay, it can either be the crappy Arkansas team, or it could be a team that is fighting like hell to get to the national title with nothing on the line.
Dude, I can't tell you how many times I've watched Alabama play Arkansas and go, why can't you just put these guys away? And it just seems to – there's been a couple of times where Arkansas scared me.
That 14-13 year, a couple years back.
Good Lord, man.
That one,
Y'all missed an extra point. And it's the only way you lose that game. You missed an extra point.
That is the closest. Do you understand? That is the closest we have been to beating Alabama in 20
Well, y'all almost come back and beat us last year. We was up 24-6 and ended up 24-21.
Yep. Oh, yeah, man. It's 3-2. Yeah.
Well, Texas is going to find out exactly what I'm talking about. It's just like Vanderbilt beat Georgia, but then they didn't win any more SEC games.
Yeah,
Texas beat Alabama, and they think that, oh, we beat Alabama means we can run the SEC. That's not the way it is. You're going to have to play 6 or 7 teams that's built just like Alabama.
Yeah, it's not just Alabama. It's not just Georgia.
For example,
have
Arkansas beating Texas. They beat them.
Yeah.
Well, but look at the track record between Arkansas. I mean, you got the 2000 Cotton Bowl. You've got the ambush in Austin in 03. I think that was 03.
The last time y'all played them, y'all beat them. Right?
You know, you had the one from 2 years ago. You got the Texas Bowl, and Dylan helped me out with that year. I think that was 15 when we went down to Houston and played them in the Texas Bowl. Brandon Allen was quarterback then.
Oh, yeah. I remember Brandon Allen.
So, I mean, it is a legit rivalry. That
Y'all
would,
beat
if
Texas.
anything.
Y'all beat Texas 2 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what did y'all's record end up being that year?
That was the 9-3 year, I do believe.
I was going to say that, Texas.
Yeah, that was 21. So that was the 9-3 year. That was the year we went to the Outback Bowl because we had all the super seniors from the COVID year. And then the very next year, we skidded by and couldn't put Kansas away in the Liberty Bowl. Took them to 3 overtimes. We had the lead in that game and had to go to 3 overtimes to beat Kansas. Kansas, of all teams.
So to give some perspective on Texas A&M, Mike Elko was asked during the SEC Media Days about the mass exodus of players that left A&M. This is the shape of the program. They had 30 players leave within a week of Jimbo Fisher being fired. And I think the top 7 recruits from that number 1 national class, the number 1 class he signed, like supposed to be the best of all time, I think it was the top 7 of that class all left. He is taking over. He's added 28 from the portal. But my God, does that dude have a job ahead of him? And Texas A&M fans better be prepared to kind of like settle down. It's going to be a long turnaround.
I think Jerry Jones does provide a lot of money for Arkansas, don't he?
No. He's built you guys some stuff on campus, though.
He's built this stuff on campus, but not to NIL.
No.
Our football NIL sucks. It is terrible.
Got a big $50 donation coming in from Sisyphus JWK. Appreciate the hell out of that, brother. I'm sure y'all already addressed this, and I'm being lazy, but would y'all mind sharing why y'all combined forces for a new channel?
So, in case you didn't know, Zach, me and JPC combined our channel. It's not even a combined channel. It's me merging over to his channel. And, guys, the reason is, in my opinion, it's pretty simple. Me and him collaborate on almost everything we do.
Nah, couldn't cut it by yourself, huh, Jay?
No, I don't think that was it. But, no, it's a matter of speaking of it's a lot easier and it's a lot less time consuming when I can release a video one day and then JPC can work on a video the next day, and we're not time managing ourselves to death. Because for people that don't have a YouTube channel, it's hard to put in perspective how much work goes into a YouTube channel. It's almost like a full-time job because most people think you just click, record, you record yourself and it just uploads. They don't understand the editing, the social media aspect of it, the amount of time to research to even do the videos. It's time.
Well, the reason why I decided to do it is because you helped me out with certain things that I'm sort of weak at.
Yeah.
Same thing. I'm a little bit of a different, edgier type person. I think it gives the channel a lot of variety to have your personality and my personality.
Yep.
Also, the technical aspects of it. It keeps me from having to deal with all that. And like you said, it takes a little bit of the stress off of me.
Yeah, because you guys got to understand, like me, I love I love analysts, right? Or analyzing stuff. I love recruiting. I love a lot of the stuff that JPC doesn't, and he loves a lot of stuff I don't like. So we're literally bringing both sides to his channel. That's why you guys have been seeing the recruiting videos coming up on the channel. You're going to consistently see stuff like that. Like, it's just a different perspective. Hopefully it grows the audience and gives you a more broad variety of material to watch, because you don't have to love my material. You You know what I mean? You can still only watch JPC's videos and vice versa, but it gives you the option and the dynamic of seeing both.
Well, you see a lot of channels out there now too that people are teaming up like that because they can put out more content. The more content you can put out, the more YouTube's going to love on you and push your algorithm and push you out to more people if you give them more content.
Oh yeah, yeah, and we've been working together. See here, when did we meet on Twitter? What year was that? When did I send you a DM on Twitter?
2016.
Yeah, it was. It was 2016. And then we actually started off, by the way, with one channel. We created Crimson Showdown together. I don't know if Zach was around for that.
That was a little bit before my time.
Yeah, that was way back. It was started in 2017.
See, that was kind of when I broke through. That since we're telling history stories here, it's kind of when I broke through with Inside the Hog Pen. I started in my 1-bedroom apartment in the corner with an American flag behind me, and it was Bielema's last year at Arkansas, and we just could not win a ball game to save our life. And there seems to be a pattern there, Jay. And I was just ranting and raving about it, the state of the Hogs. And here I am, 7 year going into year 8. And I've got one of the best crews behind me that work behind the scenes tirelessly day in and day out. That I've worked for 8 years. And this is the most fun I've had with this show since I've started.
Yeah, you gotta give yourself time. Like, me and JPC both drive Uber, right? So like we spend a lot of our time like during obscure hours driving, running errands and stuff like that. And half the time I was like, hey, JPC, did you see this? No. All right, well, I'm gonna send it to you. Let's do a video on it. You know what I mean? Or he would just do a video, or I would just do a video on it. And that's how it worked for both of us. And I remember at the beginning, man, JPC, tell him, bro, how much he would get aggravated at YouTube and the technology aspect behind it, man. It was crazy. Before he found KindMaster, it was a consistent.
KindMaster.
Well, so the
that was given to me by Gold and Blue Dude.
Yeah.
By the way, he's a pretty good podcaster, but good West Virginia podcaster. Rest his soul. So.
The original idea for ITHP came along in 2011, but the money wasn't there, the equipment wasn't there, and the platform wasn't there because it was just breaking through.
That's right.
With technology at that time.
Yeah.
And so and I don't know about the two of you guys, but for me it was a lot of trial and error because I don't have any formal education in doing this kind of thing. I don't have any training or experience. It was just, you put me behind the mic and here we go.
That was JPC. So I was the guy that spent years researching everything YouTube. So I can tell you anything analytically behind the scenes. I'm the one that screenshot stuff and I send it to him, but hey, you know what I mean? Explaining impressions, click-through rates, everything else. Like, this is what we got to drive up. And that's the great thing about having one channel now is like, it's a lot less stress on him and me.
I need to bring you to my crew. I need to bring you to my crew so you can help us with all that.
He was good at helping me find stuff. And if you show me something, I can usually learn it.
Yeah.
It's just I got to be shown. I'm not like one of those monkeys. I can actually learn and actually apply it. But Mary Caroline has a question for you, Zach. She says, I've never understood why Walmart, JB Hunt, and Tyson don't support Arkansas football more financially.
Well, you know what? You along with all of Razorback Nation, because there is a giant Walmart sign inside of Razorback Stadium. The Tyson Center is part of the track center. And JB Hunt, I do believe, just endorsed well, they don't have, they do NIL they did NIL for one of the football players last year. And even John Tyson has thrown an unbelievably amount of money at the basketball team.
Yeah.
But why not? But why not football? That's the question: is why not football?
Your favorite poster just smack talked us a little bit.
Yeah. The love affair started in 2016. It
He
did.
said, "Oh." The Outlaw and Nick Beard love affair started in 2016 with a tweet.
Yeah, and it's the funniest story. If you guys want to hear it, it's very
'Cause
short.
I hate
here.
Twitter.
Yes, he
I just
actually was
happened
never
to see
on
it.
Twitter.
I just happened to go over, and there it was.
Randomly. Yeah, I was looking for somebody to do a podcast with when I first started, and I was looking to be on Spotify and everything else. And I was like, I need to go on Twitter and find somebody. And I literally went and hit in the search bar, college football podcasters. And some reason, by the grace of God, his account was the very first one pulled up for some crazy reason. And it said, I forgot what was in your headline, but it was something about podcasting or talking football. And I remember sending him that tweet, and he responded I think it was 2 or 3 days later.
They'd been sitting there a few days because I don't pay attention to Twitter. I do now, but back then I sort of hated it.
Yeah, and we started off fast. I'll be honest with you, it probably started off too fast. If it wouldn't have grown too fast, we probably would be in a different spot right now. Have you guys thought about calling yourselves the Crimson Bandits or Outlaws? We were thinking about some names. We just couldn't come up with one. So, well, outside of the one we got right now. Oh.
Dennison wants to welcome you in, Neckbeard.
Oh, yeah.
To joining the posse full time. Dennison's got his badge too. He's deputized. You'll see people in here with their badges. If you want to get your badge and get deputized, it's $2.99 a month, 75 cents a week. You get your badge, you get deputized, get a random Four Horsemen shout out on the actual podcast, as well as possibly be the comment of the day. We're going to have to work something on Jonathan's channel too.
Yeah, I'm good. We do things. We go with what works. I'm scrolling through the news right now, and it's just not really a lot going on right now. Let me see how the recruiting. I don't think anybody committed today. Okay. I lied. Oh, no, that's from the other day. So.
See what you done, Jonathan? You ruined a perfectly good conversation about Star Trek. Talking about college football. Man, where's your priorities?
Don't even get me started on this crap.
Which one was Whoopi Goldberg on?
Oh, my gosh.
Jay's like, all right, time to wrap the show up.
No, I mean, I have nothing else really on.
He's got a poster of Whoopi Goldberg on his ceiling over his bed.
Oh, my Lord.
Wow.
I definitely do not.
This is getting deep.
I'm more active on X versus Facebook. I am now, believe it or not. I'm trying to change that a little bit.
Me too, actually. I used to be all about Facebook. Now I'm more about X.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we created a Facebook group though, so make sure you guys check it out and post in there and stuff like that. We're going to be throwing a lot of polls and stuff on there.
Dylan Madden wants to know about Mizzou, your favorite team, Jonathan.
I'm not going to be in this.
Will they
discussion.
win more than 11 games this year? Your second favorite team, the Mizzou Tigers.
No, I think they take a step back. I do.
I think they'll do about the same or a little less. I think they'll win at least 10 games.
I think 9-3 is their ceiling. I think 8-4, 7-5 is more realistic.
Yeah, he likes Whoopi Goldberg.
No, I definitely don't. I don't know. Where do you? Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah, no new recruitments. Like I said, shut up. Oh man!
You probably liked her even when she was in Ghost, didn't you?
Whoopi was in. Oh yeah, she was in Ghost, wasn't she?
Right.
I like what I like what Benjamin says. Mid zoo, yep. Or as JPC likes to call them, mid poo.
That's right, mid poo. There ain't shit out there. Nobody cares about Columbia.
They do have an easy schedule.
Which Columbia is worse, Columbia, South Carolina, or Columbia, Missouri?
Oh, probably Missouri.
Exactly.
Columbia, Missouri.
I've been to Columbia, South Carolina. They got some good good restaurants there, and even got a few good strip bars.
You know about the strip bars, don't you?
Yeah, you do. I sure do.
I think that's all I have, man. Let me see here. What else? College football news. Nothing's come out.
So I know I've said this before, but can you do something or talk to someone at YouTube about some of the iPhone users that can't join your channel? Yeah, I've heard about that before. There's something going on with that.
Well, here's what I can tell you. If you click on it through a link and you're not already logged into YouTube, it won't let you join. That I do know. So you do already have to be logged in. Because if you click on the link, a lot of times it takes it through Safari, depending on what you use. If you're using an iPhone, it'll take you through Safari and not the actual YouTube app.
I don't know a lot about Houston, so that might be more up Jonathan's alley. You know any good strip bars in Houston?
I don't go to Houston. I don't go to strip clubs anymore, man. So my strip club's in my house. I strip by myself.
That's right. With Whoopi Goldberg's poster.
No. Oh, man.
Hey, Ted Danson was hitting that for a while. From Cheers. Remember that?
Ted Danson. I would be Whoopi Goldberg's husband. I'd walk the dogs once a day.
Remember when he dressed up in blackface and got in trouble?
Jesus. This is funny. I used to work, Big Owen's guy used to work in a strip club. I can only imagine.
He used to be a gay stripper for the Blue Oyster Bar. You know, the one you saw on Police Academy?
Oh, man.
Yeah, you didn't have to tell everybody about your gay stripping days there. What about Arkansas? They got some good strip bars up there?
I guess that's a no.
You got jokes.
Dang.
You got.
Come on, man. I know Little Rock, Hot Springs, man. Y'all got some big cities.
Horse shit.
Yeah, Arkansas is not exactly the place you would go to for a strip club.
Arkansas is not exactly the place you'd go to for. Never mind.
Believe it or not, though, look, if you ever make your way to Alaska, go to the Alaskan Bush Company. The ABC.
Alaska Bush what?
Company.
So
look it up.
I don't want to.
Look it up.
I don't want. Yeah, Dylan's right. Hot Springs does have a BYOB strip bar.
Yeah, I lived in Hot Springs for
they got
almost 10
Eskimo
years.
strippers in Alaska. Is it like Eskimo women and shit?
No, they're not Eskimos. They're flown in. They're damn near supermodels.
Oh, y'all went and got some of them Siberian women from Russia.
Mail order brides.
All I'm gonna say is, dear Lord, out of all the places, Alaska. Oh man,
Is Jonathan Magic Mike? Yes,
no.
he is.
No.
Ooch, 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 ooch.
But yeah, no, I lived in Hot Springs, though, Dylan, for almost 10 years. My dad worked at the fish hatchery out there. Andrew H.
BYOB, I actually like that idea. That way you don't get your ass ringed on the alcohol prices. You bring your own little flasky and whatever.
I don't know about that, bro, because all the BYOBs I've been to as far as strip clubs have been like sketchy would be a good word for it.
They had a Platinum Plus in Memphis that I went to that was BYOB, and it was really nice. And it was next to a hotel. Go figure that. A Holiday Inn right next to it.
Oh, man. So he says, I'm sorry. Actually, I liked Hot Springs. I did a lot of fishing and hunting, right? So, I mean, not just in Hot Springs, but in the Ozarks and all that. So I actually really liked Arkansas when I lived there. So a lot of outdoor stuff. I'm scared of heights. Not a pole climber, just a muff diver. Oh, my gosh. We have really taken a turn, by the way, on this live stream.
Boy.
That's right. That's what it's all about. Little variety.
We have to talk a little bit about everything. The SEC Media Days, strip clubs,
Star Trek.
I mean, this is like the most diverse college football live stream I think I've ever seen.
And what was the woman's name on there that was trying to get with Captain Picard all the time. She had the little bastard son on there named Wesley. What was her name?
Beverly Crusher.
That's it. Oh, man.
Yeah,
That's the poster you need to get, Jonathan. You need to put down the Whoopi Goldberg, man.
Look, I'm enjoying what I have right now. So
okay, you like Whoopi Goldberg?
I like my current situation.
Yeah, keep that Whoopi Goldberg poster. I understand.
And how many rolls of duct tape does it take to keep her inflated?
Hey, don't worry about that.
That country song. I got a brand new girlfriend.
Tennessee has some really good strip club. Tennessee?
Yeah.
I can see that.
They do, actually. I just talked about Memphis.
Yeah.
Platinum Plus. They used to have a Platinum Plus in your hometown, Jonathan, in Anniston.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah, it was
anything in Anniston.
It was like straight prostitution, man. It was like straight prostitution. They shut that shit down.
Anniston is like the poor version, like the way poorer version of Hot Springs.
That's like,
I mean, like bad.
It was like a strip club version of Roadhouse.
Yeah, that's what I want to show you guys. See if I can
Double
bring up
deuce.
like Google Maps and show you guys what my neighborhood looks like now that I used to live in.
Yeah, baby, that was a hottie.
Let's see here. I used to live on.
Why was it that Next Generation was actually more successful than the original? Didn't they have like 8 seasons?
Do you really want me to dive into that?
Okay.
I know why. It's obvious, but the original Star Trek only had 3 seasons, right? And Next Generation.
There's a whole story that we could jump off of and go into.
Hang on.
I'm not going to do that on Jay's podcast, though.
So we're taking a tour around the neighborhood I grew up in.
It's our podcast.
You hear me?
What?
We're taking a tour around the neighborhood I used to live in. Let's see here. Oh, all right. So here's where my house used to be. It's no longer there anymore. You guys can see, right?
The yellow house is where the
that was my neighbor.
That was Platinum Plus right there.
Neighbor. Let's see here. How do you turn on this damn thing? Like, oh, let's go up the street.
That looks like a crack house right there.
This whole, I used to basically live in the crack house. What are you talking about?
Oh,
yeah.
I know where you got all your money and your benefactors from.
Oh, yeah, from obviously the big neighborhoods I lived in. Look at this. This is like the nicest house on the street right here. Look at that. Yep. To say I didn't come from money would be a little bit of an understatement.
It's like the backwoods of Kentucky.
So, yeah. That's Anniston, Alabama, folks. Oh, man. But, I mean, I was raised, woo. Now, in Hot Springs, my dad, it was a lot nicer.
Platinum Plus was everywhere. It's in Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah, I think it's a franchise.
You gotta be careful in Jackson, man. It's a bad place.
Everybody on here a Trekkie? Dear Lord. Yeah, I think you're right, Sooner in Texas. I'm not mad. I just can't.
Set the horns down and do spot down.
I just can't relate to it.
Spot down. That'll piss a Trekkie off.
Yeah, that's how you piss them off?
Yeah, spot down.
I guess I'll have to learn that.
See, Zach's getting mad right now.
No.
He's getting mad.
JP's just cracking me up, dude.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So now that we've ventured from strip clubs to my neighborhood, I don't know where we go from there.
Let's take it to the house, Jay.
Don't go to my neighborhood because it don't exist no more. Tornado took it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty bad tornado. All right. Well, anybody got anything else to talk about? Because I'll be honest with you, I'm ready to get off here.
All right, brother.
You jumping off or you staying on?
I'm gonna get up out of here as well. So yeah.
All right. You want to sign us off, JPC? Or you want me to do it?
I'll let you handle it this time.
All right. Well, thanks for everybody getting on here. Obviously, thanks for the donation we had on here as well. Make sure to check out obviously the Facebook group. Same as the title down, Spike down. Same as the title here. Obviously, Outlaw Sports with Jesse and John.
Zach.
And make sure to check out Zach. Zach, tell us where they can find you at one more time.
The Nut House after this episode. No, you can find me on Facebook, Inside the Hog Pen, HAWG, and then on Twitter, Razorback Zach, the number 1.
All right, guys. Do you want? I'll just ask a real quick question, just so we can see the comments. Do you guys want us doing a live stream more often, like 3-4 times a week, or do you like 1 or 2, and then just do videos from there? I think it's important to ask because it seems like we've had a good combination of all of it. But yes, make sure to check out Razorback Zach. I'm going to post all his stuff in the description below as soon as this live stream is done. I tried to do it actually before.
Cisco, hit me up, dude. We'll do a track podcast.
See that Star Trek talk work, man.
Oh,
that's your subscriber.
Star Trek.
Hit me up.
Anyways.
Cisco. Hit me up, Cisco. We'll do a Star Trek podcast, man.
Anyways, JPC.
I won't be in on that.
Well, you guys have. I can't even talk to you guys now. Like this Star Trek stuff it hurt my soul a little bit. It's hurt my soul.
Man, we'll have a Whoopi Goldberg one for you.
I don't do Whoopi Goldberg.
It's not what I heard.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a poll. I agree, Big Conus Kelly. On what? What'd you say?
I was just wondering if you liked Whoopi Goldberg Ghost or Whoopi Goldberg Karina.
Look, I don't like Whoopi Goldberg. I don't know what. Anyways, I'm all out of time here. I'm done talking. I have nothing else to say. JPC, let everybody know where they can find you at on Twitter.
Now they know where to find me. They're here right now.
Yeah, exactly. At OCF Productions. What, do they all follow you on Twitter?
That's right.
No, they don't. So
at OCF Productions.
There you go. So at College FB Lewis. Other than everybody, have a good night. Thanks for commenting and all that good stuff. We'll try to do another live stream in a couple of days. We'll also run a poll, so make sure to check that out. Make sure to check out Razorback Zach. Obviously, the Hog Pen, or we'll call it the Nut House tonight because that's what we got drove into. Have a good night. See you guys next live stream.
Woo pig.
Spock down.